You want to know something that nobody talks about at the dealership? There are brand new SUVs sitting on lots right now. Nobody touching them, nobody buying them, just sitting there collecting dust month after month while the sticker price keeps climbing. But a few miles down the road at some random used car lot, there are SUVs pushing 200,000 miles, some of them over 20 years old, still running, still refusing to die. And here is the crazy part. Nobody is buying those either. I have been a mechanic for over 15 years. I have had my hands inside more engines than most people have had oil changes. And I can tell you straight up that some of the cheapest SUVs on the used market right now are the most reliable machines I have ever worked on. According to RepairPal, the average annual repair cost on these trucks runs around $514 a year. Meanwhile, a shiny new crossover off the lot can eat through $2,000 to $3,000 in repairs before it even hits its third birthday. Today, I'm breaking down 4 dirt-cheap body-on-frame SUVs that buyers keep walking right past. These things are built like tanks and priced like used lawnmowers, and most people have no idea what they are leaving on the table. Before we get into it, drop one word in the comments right now. If you would actually drive one of these, tell me tank. If you think old trucks are a waste of money, tell me pass. I want to see where this crowd stands. Number 4. The Nissan Xterra, 2000 to 2015. Let me start with a vehicle that most people have completely forgotten about, and that is exactly the problem. The Nissan Xterra was built on a real body-on-frame platform, solid axle, real four-wheel drive, the kind of truck that does not apologize for what it is. Nissan discontinued it after the 2015 model year because crossovers were outselling everything with actual ground clearance. So buyers moved on, and right now you can pick up a clean, second-generation Xterra for somewhere between $8,000 and $14,000. According to Kelley Blue Book, a 2015 Xterra Pro 4X in good condition runs right around $14,850 on the used market. A 2012 or 2013, you are looking at $10,000 to $12,000. Here is what kills me about this. According to RepairPal, the Xterra has a reliability rating of 4.0 out of 5. Annual repair costs average just $514. That is not a typo. $514 a year to keep this thing running. The average for all vehicles across the industry is $652. So you are already winning before you even turn the key. The 4-liter V6 in these things puts out 261 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. It tows 5,000 pounds. And according to data compiled by Copilot and owner reports across multiple forums, well-maintained Xterras routinely hit 200,000 miles. Many of them clear 300,000 with the original engine still doing its job. Now here is my honest take as a mechanic. The Xterra is not a luxury experience. The interior feels like it was designed by someone who cared more about durability than aesthetics, and I respect that completely. You are not buying this thing to impress your neighbor. You are buying it because you need something that will actually show up every single morning. The one thing I will tell you to watch out for is the radiator on earlier models. If the radiator cracks and coolant gets into the transmission fluid, that is a $4,000 problem. So when you go look at one, check the transmission fluid. If it looks pink or milky, walk away. On the later models from 2010 and up, Nissan addressed that issue, and the trucks became significantly more reliable. Bottom line on the Xterra, you are getting a legitimate truck-based SUV with serious off-road capability for the price of a decent used minivan. That is a deal that does not make sense on paper, but makes all the sense in the world under the hood. Number 3. The Toyota FJ Cruiser, 2007 to 2014. Alright, this one is going to divide some people in the comments. Because the FJ Cruiser looks like a Lego set that someone left in the sun. It is boxy, it is wide, the rear visibility is basically non-existent, and the back door situation is genuinely confusing the first time you use it. But hear me out, because right now in 2025, the FJ Cruiser is entering what I would call its first real buying window in over a decade. 2 years ago, you could not touch a clean FJ under $50,000. The post-COVID used car market pushed prices on these things into collector territory. People were paying more for a used FJ than they would for a brand new midsize SUV. That was crazy. But according to CarBuzz, the market has shifted. As of 2025, clean FJ Cruisers with between 50,000 and 100,000 miles are selling in the $30,000 range. And examples with higher mileage are coming in between 15 and 20,000. Cars.com currently lists FJ Cruisers starting around $13,550 for higher mileage units. That is the window. That is where the value is sitting right now. Here is why that matters. The FJ shares its body-on-frame platform and its 4-liter V6 with the 4th-generation Toyota 4Runner. That engine produces 239 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. It is the same basic mechanical formula that Toyota has been running reliably for decades. Ground clearance on stock FJ Cruisers sits at 9.6 inches. With the active traction control system and the available locking rear differential, this thing will go places that embarrass vehicles costing 3 times as much. Toyota built the FJ with the same engineering philosophy behind the Land Cruiser and the 4Runner, which means it was built to be used hard and maintained simply. My honest take on this one: the people who bought FJ Cruisers and never took them off-road actually did future buyers a massive favor, because there are thousands of these sitting in suburban garages with low mileage and pampered maintenance records. Find one of those, and you have found a machine that has barely been used. The FJ is not for everyone. It is loud on the highway, fuel economy is not going to win any awards, and parallel parking requires a strategy. But if you actually need a capable off-road platform and you want something that will still be running in 15 years, the FJ Cruiser at current prices is genuinely hard to argue against. Real quick. Okay, so here's where I'm going to say something that might actually upset some 4Runner fans. The 2025 4Runner just got a full redesign, new engine, new platform, new everything, and everybody is rushing to buy the new one. But my take as a mechanic? The smart money is not on the new 6th generation. The smart money is on the 5th generation trucks that are now dropping in price because everyone jumped to the new model. The 5th generation 4Runner ran from 2010 all the way through 2024. That is 14 years on essentially the same platform. And Toyota does not keep a platform running for 14 years because it is broken. They keep it running because it works. The 4-liter V6 in those trucks makes 270 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. It has been stress-tested across hundreds of thousands of owner miles. Consumer Reports gave the 2024 4Runner an excellent reliability score of 82 out of 100. AutoReliabilityIndex.com puts the average reliability across the generation at 90 out of 100. These are not numbers you manufacture. These are earned over years of real-world use. According to data from Greenville Toyota and multiple owner communities, most 4Runners in this generation comfortably reach 200,000 miles. Many well-maintained examples push past 300,000 with their original powertrain. Annual repair costs, according to RepairPal, sit right around $514, same as the Xterra. You are not spending your weekends at the dealership service department. You are just driving the thing. On the used market right now, you can find clean 5th-generation 4Runners from the 2013 to 2016 range, starting in the mid-teens to low 20s, depending on trim and mileage. Earlier examples from 2010 to 2012 can be found under $15,000. That is, a machine with a documented track record of going 300,000 miles for the price of a down payment on something new. Here is my real opinion on this one. The new 6th-generation 4Runner is a better truck on paper. New turbo 4-cylinder, hybrid option, updated tech. But it is also an unproven powertrain. And when I put my money into something, I want a history of data. The 5th generation has 15 years of data. The 6th generation has 15 minutes. For a daily driver or a family hauler, I will take the proven machine every single time. And here we are. Number 1. The single most bulletproof body-on-frame SUV you can buy right now. And most people are not buying it because they think it is old. Let me tell you something about old. There is a 2001 Toyota Land Cruiser listed on Cars.com right now with 325,000 miles on it. 325,000 miles. And someone still put it up for sale because it still runs. There is a documented owner in an online community who bought his 1991 80 series with 314,000 miles already on the clock. He put $2,000 into it for new tires, a radiator, a windshield, and some universal joints. He is still driving it. He expects it to hit 500,000 miles. According to Flex Automotive, which specializes in Land Cruiser sourcing and restoration, The 80 series routinely clears 300,000 miles with proper maintenance, and its longevity is considered exceptional even within Toyota's own lineup. The 80 series ran from 1990 to 1997. It came with Toyota's 4.5-liter inline six-cylinder engine. It was built on a ladder frame with solid front and rear axles, available with up to 3 locking differentials, full-time four-wheel drive. These were trucks built for military use, United Nations expeditions, and remote humanitarian operations in some of the harshest environments on the planet. The 100 series replaced it in 1998 and ran through 2007. It upgraded to a 4.7-liter V8 and added more comfort while keeping the same core engineering philosophy. According to CarBuzz, clean examples of the 100 series are still commanding strong prices, but 80 series trucks in good condition can be found in the $8,000 to $15,000 range, depending on mileage and condition. Here is what makes this number 1 on my list. Every other vehicle on this list is cheap because the market forgot about it or moved on. The Land Cruiser is cheap relative to what it actually is. You are getting a machine that was engineered to the same standards as military-grade equipment. It was overbuilt on purpose. Toyota designed these things knowing they would end up in the middle of a desert in Chad or the mountains of Afghanistan with no dealership for 500 miles. The engineering had to be right the first time. That philosophy does not go away just because the truck is 25 years old. According to data from CarBuzz and Classic.com, the Land Cruiser market has been one of the most stable in the entire used vehicle space, precisely because buyers who understand these trucks never let them go for cheap without a reason. When you find a reasonably priced one, you look hard at it. You get it inspected by someone who knows Toyotas, and if it checks out, you buy it without overthinking it. Now here is what all 4 of these trucks teach you. Lesson 1. The market does not always price things correctly. A 5-year-old crossover with touchscreen issues and a CVT problem costs $35,000. A 20-year-old Land Cruiser with 300,000 miles of proof costs $12,000. The market chases features. Smart buyers chase engineering. Lesson 2. Body on frame is not old-fashioned. It is intentional. Every truck on this list uses a separate frame and body construction. That design makes them repairable, replaceable, and capable in ways unibody crossovers simply are not. When something breaks on a body-on-frame truck, you fix the part. You do not replace the whole car. Lesson 3. Low annual repair costs matter more than low sticker price. Buying a $10,000 truck that costs $500 a year to maintain is not the same as buying a $40,000 SUV with $3,000 in repairs before year 3. Do the math over 5 years. The cheap trucks win almost every time. Here is your quick checklist before you buy any of these. Check the transmission fluid for coolant contamination, especially on the Xterra. Pull a vehicle history report through Carfax or AutoCheck before you commit. Have an independent mechanic inspect it, not the seller's guy, yours. Check NHTSA at nhtsa.gov for any open recalls on the specific vehicle identification number. And look at the frame. Crawl under it. Rust on a body-on-frame truck is the real enemy, not mileage. If you found real value in this video, drop a like right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are tired of being told to buy new. And leave a comment below with the one word that describes what kind of buyer you are. Are you a tank buyer or a pass? I read every single one.